real life, making some breakfast. Just finished my workout. I need to eat like right now, so let's go ahead and make some eat. We're actually going to talk about my plant-based journey, my vegan journey. I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna come right back. Alright, so I started my vegan journey, my health journey with being a pescatarian. So a commonly asked question is, did you go cold turkey? Okay, so when I transitioned to being into a pescatarian, and a pescatarian is just a person that eats fish and dairy, yeah, and they don't eat any like beef, chicken, pork, none of that stuff. But when I decided to transition into being a pescatarian, I never even had the idea of being vegan. Like, it seemed so far out of reach. I was just fine with where I was as a pescatarian. Like, being a vegan was never in the question. Nope. I thought I was just fine being pescatarian. So that transition from like eating chicken into just eating fish was just a mindset change and a pocket change, because pescatarian was expensive, because I found myself eating a bunch of salmon and a bunch of shrimp, and I would eat lobster, and it was expensive, you know? So that wasn't very difficult, but I felt really good. There was a big jump in my health and how I felt from eating chicken and beef and turkey to then just eating fish. Like, I felt like I had so much energy, I felt lighter. So there's a tip. If you want to start somewhere, start by going pescatarian. That's one way you can do it. Yeah, so after I was pescatarian, I did that for about 5 years. So I started my pescatarian journey in 2013. Now, my mother passed away from colon cancer in October of 2012. So just those months, you know, I kind of just did the normal thing, grieved, and I moved, and a whole bunch of things happened. So then finally, when around February, March of 2013, I said, all right, it's just fish. And I felt really great with just that small change. So then came, you know how things happen in your life and then it makes changes? Okay, so that's what happened to me. The beginning of my journey as far as being vegan started by me losing my job. I know that sounds probably crazy, but this is how it all sums up. Bear with me. So I had a really great job. You know, I was doing quality engineering for an oil and gas company, and I was like traveling all over the place. I loved it, kind of loved it. You know, it was like a 70, love it, 30, didn't like it. Yeah, didn't like it. But you know, it was cool for what it was. And I got laid off my job in 2016 December. So, you know, I was devastated. I was crushed, and I said, okay, well, I'm gonna try to go in business for myself. So I already had Pretty Pump Fitness. I know I'm kind of veering off, but just stay with me. I already had Pretty Pump Fitness, and I wasn't collecting any money. Like, there was no revenue coming. But I decided, okay, I'm gonna take this by the horns and I'm going to try to run my own business. I don't want to work for no other company. Then it was the new year because it's December, and I said, all right, I'm going to pray and I'm going to fast because I want my business to be prosperous and I really want to make it on my own. So what God led me to do was to do the Daniel fast. Now, I didn't even know that the Daniel fast is something that a lot of churches do in the beginning of the year. Like, didn't even dawn on me. So I decided to do the Daniel fast. It's in the book of Daniel if you're interested. But basically the fast is just fruits, veggies, and grains. And they kind of take it light on the fruit. So it's 21 days. It's a 21-day fast. So I geared up, right? I was like, okay. Didn't even really dawn on me that that's a vegan diet. Didn't dawn on me at all. So I'm gearing up, getting ready for my Daniel fast, right? And when you guys get to know me, you know I'm really disciplined. I'm really black and white. I don't like no gray areas. I'm all or nothing. That's me. And that could bite me in the butt sometimes, and it has actually. But anyway, so gearing up for the Daniel fast, you know, I got some fruits that I like and I didn't like fruit. And I got some grains that I didn't mind, which was like, you know, bodybuilder delight, sweet potatoes, brown rice, things like that. And then when it came down to like veggies, it's like, I love veggies. So I would get some veggies that I want, but then I'll be like little things I want, like hummus or crackers, things like that, right? That I wanted, peanut butter, like little things like that. So that really made me start turning labels over even more. Like I started really reading the ingredients in the label because I was really good at reading nutrition facts, calories, fats, proteins, you know, carbs, sugar. Like I can read those all day. But when it came to the ingredients, I started looking at what's in these things, because with the Daniel fast, you're supposed to eliminate sugar. So unless it's like, you know, a natural sugar like from a fruit or something, you know, of such. But it made me actually start turning over things. Like I would grab hummus and I would turn it over and look, and I would say, this has cane sugar in it. Why does hummus have cane sugar? High fructose corn syrup, why does this have this in there? So I would look for another brand of hummus that didn't have cane sugar or added sugars, you know? So then that made me start looking at, the cheaper things have sugar in them. The more expensive things don't. They're cleaner. The ingredients are cleaner. Message, we'll get into that later. Back to the vegan journey. So I did the 21 days of Daniel fast and I broke down, y'all. Like I cried, you know, not only because like I laid off my job and I was trying to run this business. I cried because I was like hungry. I felt hungry. And the thing is, like, I felt limited, but there were like so many foods I could have. It's just I couldn't have what I thought I wanted. So that was the first lesson. After the 21 days, I felt great. I knew I could do it. I did it. It was fine. I learned, that's how I learned about beans and rice. That's beans and rice and kale. That was like my go-to meal. And of course, during my Daniel fast, I didn't lose no weight, and I wasn't expecting to. But I thought, like, hey, why not? You know, why wouldn't a couple pounds drop off? Nope, didn't happen. Had a lot of learning to do from that. So that was 2016, right? Going into 2017. Around 2018, What the Health came out. And my sister, she decided to do a cleanse. She wanted to do a cleanse, and she says, I'm gonna go vegan for the cleanse, and then I'm gonna watch What the Health. And I was like, okay, well, you do you, you know. And then she says, you should watch it too, and you should do the cleanse. And I was like, oh God, okay. And I was reluctant to watching What the Health because, you know, I could be rigid in some ways, you know, like once I learn that something is not good for me and there's like facts and evidence, I don't do it, you know. So especially when it comes to what I put in my body, like I won't consume it. So yes, around September of 2018, I watched What the Health, and I was prepared. Like, I knew, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be vegan. And my sister ordered me this package from PETA, and it just kind of had some recipes and stuff in there. And I just made the decision just like that, you know. And it was difficult. The most difficult part was, again, reading those ingredients. Like I was saying, the things that just seem so simple, like, you know, bread, or this sauce, or this kind of ketchup, or it could be anything. You know, you would just turn the ingredients over and you would look, and it would have eggs in it or milk in it. You know, you can look at like a certain gravy or a seasoning, even like a certain seasoning. It could be garlic seasoning, and you turn it over and look, and it says contains egg, and you're like, why? Oh, how you can become plant-based or vegan. So what I always tell my clients is this really depends on your reason why. Your reason why has to be strong. You know, there has to be a really strong reason why you want to be vegan. Here are some reasons. Somebody in your family got sick. That was my reason. And you were like, I'm not going to go through that. I've read what meat can do to the body, and I don't want that to happen to me. One reason, you know. Or you can get a diagnosis, and then that's a reason why you decide to switch over to a plant-based diet, and that will be your reason why, your driving force to change your diet. Another reason could be you really care about the animals. You research, you look on Netflix, you read books, you can look up all kinds of information and see how they mistreat animals. That's another great reason to go plant-based. You can look at how it saves so much water, how it's much easier for the earth to sustain itself if we're on vegan diet. You know, there's a lot of great reasons why, but regardless of what those reasons are, you have to find your reason. And once you find your reason, write it down. Write it down, make it clear, write it down 5 times if you need to, just so you get it aligned with yourself. Write down your reason why. Because I guarantee you, if you say, oh, I want to be vegan because I think it'll make me healthy, like, that's not a strong enough reason why. You will probably fight that argument with, well, I could just eat chicken breast, and I could just, you know, eat white fish, and I could just have dairy on the weekend. Like, you would convince yourself that it's something that you don't need to do. So you have to write this down and make it something that's urgent and something that is necessary, you know, just like if you start your fitness journey. Some other ways to start, you can start like me and you can go pescatarian, vegetarian, any of those ways, or you can go cold turkey, whatever one floats your boat. But just, you can start just by adding little things here and there. Again, I told you guys about me. I can be kind of like dramatic, and I'm like boop boop, all or nothing, and I don't waver back. It's funny how I'm like that in relationships too. But anyway, back to the point. Yeah, you can just kind of start by adding little things in, you know, taking something out. Make a meatless Monday and Wednesday, and then Friday. Or, you know, just try vegan restaurants, try different kinds of foods. There's all kinds of ways to transition. Another commonly asked question was cheese. How do you give up cheese? Cheese is addictive. So once you find out that cheese is addictive, then you can be a little bit more compassionate with yourself as to why it's so hard to leave the relationship with cheese. And you guys know I'm from Philadelphia originally, so that's home of the cheese steaks, cheese fries, cheese pretzels. We put cheese on everything. Hoagies. Yes, cheese is I had a love affair with cheese, okay? You know, Monterey Jack, Pepper Jack, Provolone, Munster, Gouda, blue cheese. I used to like cheese, okay? That will help you. I start thinking about cheese. So when it comes to cheese, again, you know, I was a cheese lover, and it's really a choice, you know? Like, it's really a choice. I tell everybody, you know, you just choose what you want and what you don't want. If you choose to be weak and eat cheese when you know you don't want to, that's your choice. When you're ready to give up cheese, just like when you're ready to end a relationship, you will give up the cheese. There's nothing I can say or do to make you lean off of it or curve off of it, you know? It's like having a bad boyfriend. You know he's not good for you, but you just keep on going back. Think of cheese the same way. When you finally get fed up enough, or you decide, I'm not going to eat any more cheese, or I'm going to leave this relationship, that's when you'll finally give up cheese. So when you decide to give up cheese, you can't dip and dabble into like milk cheese and vegan cheese. It won't work. Your taste buds need to get more familiarized and reset. So you have to go 21 days, 30 days without dairy, and then try some plant-based cheese, and I promise you it will taste different. So you can't go having, you know, American cheese yesterday and then tomorrow go eating some plant-based diet cheese. It won't taste the same. It'll taste really disgusting because you're just comparing it to, you know, what you're familiar with. What's another commonly asked question? Was it hard? Was it hard switching to being plant-based or vegan? And I always tell people, hard, like I've done some really hard things in my life, and I'm sure, you know, a lot of you guys have been through some really hard things, but when you got through those, you made a decision, you made a choice that you were going to succeed, that you were going to win, or you were going to try. And it's the same way with being plant-based. And what's hard about diet is basically changing your mindset from something that you were born into. Like you were born into eating meat, most likely. Born into drinking milk. Straight out the womb, you were drinking your mother's milk, and then they probably put you right on dairy. So that part is different, like learning to lose that taste and starting something different, but you can do it. And what's really hard though is watching, you know, your parents get sick. And what's really hard is, you know, getting prescribed medication that you have to refill for high cholesterol, diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, itchy, flaky skin. That's hard. That's hard, dealing with those things every day. Switching some of the things you eat is not hard. And I don't feel deprived at all. Honestly, like there's an abundance of food out there that I can eat, and I feel really good eating it. So it is a transition, but most importantly, it all starts up here, you know. And if you want baby steps, take baby steps. You know, nobody's rushing you, you know, and it's better to start now than later. So that kind of concludes this video. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe it, share, watch it over and over again if that helps you make your transition easier. I do coach women on how to transition into a plant-based diet for better health, okay? So you can also, you know, always send me a request. We'll have a Zoom conference call. I love to meet everybody. I'm a people person. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel, and let me know if there are any other videos that you want me to make, any other kind of like content, like how to start your fitness journey, some other questions you may have about being plant-based. So yeah, just let me know. Thanks guys for watching.